Hi guys, Nigel here again. Just a quick update on my D-Day build, the Mosquito, and some other bits and pieces, okay? So at the moment, all I've got done is some of the detailed painting. I've painted the interior, as you can see, with some cabling and what have you inside. Part of the cockpit and the bomb bay. Another part of the cockpit. There's still a few more colours I need to put on these inside the cockpit again and what have you, and then it'll be giving a wash and all the little dangly bits and what have you. Right, so that's where I am on the Mosquito. I'm going to give you a little bit of history on the Mosquito. It won't be a lot, because what I'm going to try and do is give you bits and pieces as and when I do the updates until it's finished. So hopefully we can all get a bit more understanding about this wonderful aircraft. And if when you're doing your videos, if you would like to do the same, by all means, because there's some stuff on here that I don't know anything about. So it'd be good for me to learn about what you're building. Plus, Russ asked me to mention it, well, to put a bit of history in, and I'll talk about Russ in a minute. Right, so a little bit of history. Now, the Mozzie, where production began in 1941 with the Bomber Mark IV, which I'm building. Now, this variant had a max speed of about 380 miles an hour, I think it was, and it could carry 4 bombs in the bomb bay. Some later marks of the bomber could carry the some on the wings as well, and wing pylons. I think another 2 500-pound bombs. I've got some specifications here of the Mosquito Mark 16. I think this was the pinnacle enough of the whole creation, but this is the bomber one. The fighter will be, well, I'll go into that in a little bit of detail in a bit. Right, so we had 2 Rolls-Royce Merlin engines with 2 3-bladed de Havilland Type 500 hydrodynamic propellers, wherever that is. But this is the interesting bit. The max speed was 415 miles an hour. Now you're talking, other than the ME-262, no other fighter the Germans had could get near to this bomber at its max speed. Most of the fighters of the day were probably at about 350. In a dive, they could get up to that sort of speed. So the German crews, if they ever shot down a Mosquito, any sort of Mosquito, they were awarded 2 kills because they were that hard to kill. As a lot of you probably know, they were made of wood, so they took a lot of damage and managed to get the pilots home. A lot of damage. And that was at 28,000 foot. Again, on the Mark 16, the maximum payload was 1 bomb of 4,000 pound. That's 1,814 kilograms, and that's a HC bomb. And let's have a look. And the range was about 1,500 miles. That's 2,400 kilometers. So it had quite a range. That's why a lot of these aircraft were either used as pathfinders for the bombers. They could fly all the way to Germany, Berlin, drop flares and what have you, incendiary flares, and then the bombers would come along and they would pound it out. That's one of the reasons we were so successful. Different variation of Mosquitoes. Obviously you had the bomber, then you had the fighter bomber, which had 4 cannons, 4 20mm cannons and 4 7.67 machine guns in the nose. Another variation of that, we had the night fighter that was decked out with all the radar. Again, 4 cannons, 4 machine guns in the nose. And one particular fighter pilot, let's see if I can just find his name, night fighter pilot should I say, got over 20 kills. He got I think it was Wing Commander Burbridge. He got 21 kills plus 3 V1s as a night fighter. Then you had the Pathfinder ones, which we've already talked about. And then you also had the submarine hunting mosquito that basically had a massive, I think it 50 mil howitzer strapped under the nose, so it could hunt submarines. I don't know much about that one, but I'll find some more out and explain it to. The prototype actually began concept in March 1940, and it was a variation of the de Havilland Comet and Albatross. They were looking at trying to change that around to try and get everything, until they decided on a brand new aircraft. And basically it's plywood, so it's glued together. One of the reasons de Havilland decided to make it out of plywood is because it was cheap, and cabinet makers, woodworkers could make this aircraft. So they could make it, they wouldn't have to worry about anything from the steel industry, taking anything like that. So they could make it near enough anywhere. If anybody had a decent sized woodwork shop, sounds daft, I know, but they could make it. So that's a little bit on the Mosquito, and I will try and find some more out on it. Some of the missions it flew, because they were very, very successful against V1 sites and V2 sites. So I'll try and find some information about some decent raids about that. If you're interested in seeing anything about the Mosquito and what have you, a good starting point might be 633 Squadron books, and by Frederick E. Smith, I think it was. And there is a film, and there's a Mosquito film. Not as good as 633, but there again. I actually got this magazine from Fly Past. It's got a lot of good info in it, on what have you. Not really in depth, but it's got some nice, interesting bits in it about different marks, about different. On that one, on that photo, just get it shiny. You can see there, they're the machine guns. And then just underneath, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, just on the nose there, that's where the cannons are. And they would go just on the underside of the first part of the bomb bay. So that's your bomb bay. Just get me. And so that's the front end. So the cannons are coming up to here, and they could still carry 2 bombs, and plus some on the wings. Right, so that's Mosquito. Right, on to your builds. We have got about 30 people taking part at the moment. Not all done their intro videos or anything like that, but these are the people that have, and I'll put them in the thing down below. Also, you've got Cohen, who's doing Monogram B17, who's already started rescribing his bits and pieces. Then you've got Lenny, Model Pro 72, who's doing a Tamiya Brain Carrier Mark II. I've seen his video. He says he might not be able to start it until about February time, March time. Fine, it's a 6-month long one. And then we've got Steve Cutter, Jake Cutter, Steve, who's doing an Airfix Crab Sherman, one with the chains on. And he says he might do a dio on that. Then we've got Terry McDade, who's doing a Tamiya Pack 40. Terry, just a question. Are you Pirate, or whatever it is, PRIA? You seem to be doing the same thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Then we've got Northern Wolfman. I've not seen what he's going to be building yet. Breeze definitely says he's in. We have Dave Pugh, who's doing a Monogram P47 Thunderbolt. And we've got loads of other people that says they're going to be in. I've not written them down because I've not done their launch video, and I don't want to ruin it for them and what have you. But I know we've got Chris and Alex. Both of them are going to be doing it for Chris and Alex Modelling. Darren Shanks thinking about joining. Mark O'Neill, I've managed to talk him into doing something. A plane. and like I said, nearly 30 other people. So that's basically that on the D-Day bit. Just another quick note, today I went in and did 2 hours with the kids at my little boy's school, year 3, which is 8 to 9 year olds, I think it is, yeah, 8 to 9 year olds, so that's year 3. And I did an hour with half the class and an hour with the other class, and they loved it. And I really enjoyed it as well, the sticking, getting glue, as Lonnie said, getting glue on your fingers, paint on your face, or whatever he says. Yeah, they were doing that. So we've most of them have got the fuselage together, got the cockpit built up, fuselage together. One pair, because it was a model 1 between 2, got the wings actually onto the Spitfire, because they're doing the Airfix starter kits. You probably know them as the ME 109 E3, I think it is, and the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1. Yeah, so they do. So they really enjoyed it. The teachers really enjoyed it. They were helping out. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Seeing all these kids actually getting stuck into Airfix kits was brilliant. And tomorrow I'm going back over to do it again with year 4, so a totally different class. Again, an hour with one set while the other set go off and do something, and then the next hour with them. And if I get as much enjoyment, as much how much they took it in was, you know, I'll be over the moon. But it was absolutely fantastic. There are some photos on ISM. It's in the Airfix for School section, so if you want to go and check it out, by all means go and check it out, and the link will be down the bottom again. Alright, so that's me waffled on enough, and I will see you on my next video. So, ta-ra for now, bye.